Welcome to this week's TESPN Podcast. We've got a great show planned for you, a couple interviews. We're going to start off here with senior volleyball player Madeline Fox. Madeline, you guys had a great senior day victory last week over San Antonio Belfield. And I noticed that was a team that you all had lost to earlier in the year 3-0. And then you come back and beat them in 5 sets this time. Just what do you feel like was the difference that allowed you to make that progress against that?
I think during that game we all came out very strong and we all communicated really well and we made sure to get our serves in and serve receive.
I know I've asked you this question before, but your dad has had a big impact on you, we know. And I think he's been your coach for 3-4 years almost. Well, he's been coaching your entire life. But
yeah.
For volleyball at Trinity, how has he impacted your volleyball career?
So he's been a big part of my volleyball career. We used to practice like every day at home, and we kind of set out like boundaries for each other for him to coach me like outside of the court, because like on the court it's a lot of distractions, but he's helped me come a long way.
So Madeline, this volleyball team, we were there for TESPN on Friday as well as Tuesday. So we've gotten a chance to see you guys a fair amount recently. And one thing that really strikes me is what a young team it is. There's 4 freshmen on the varsity that play big minutes, as well as several sophomores. And really, I think that maybe you and Lily are the only 2 players with like significant varsity experience, because obviously last year with COVID and everything, we didn't really have a season. So this was curious for you as a senior. You've been here 5 years, and then you have all these girls who are new to it. And what is that? What is the challenge for you with that? But also, what is the rewarding part of that?
Well, the challenge is I wish I could be here longer to play with them because I love them. But we have worked a lot on like team bonding because we all are fairly new to each other, and I think that since we have a young team, this team will be able to build a great amount.
You've had several games in your varsity volleyball career. If there was one game that you could go back to and play in, what game would that be?
Senior night.
Senior
that
night?
was the best game I've ever played, I think.
I feel like that's going to be everyone's answer for almost.
Yeah.
That's what you hope. I mean, the hope is that your senior night is unforgettable, and it certainly was for you. I mean, that game was so exciting. I came home and I was telling my kids like just such a fun game, and you played so well, and your team definitely wouldn't have won without your contributions. All right, just gonna end it real quick with a lightning round. I'm just gonna ask you quick questions, give me some quick answers. So, what's your favorite class at Trinity?
Probably AP English.
Where'd you go to middle school?
I went to Millwood.
What's your favorite meal?
Mac and cheese.
Who's your teammate that inspires you the most?
Probably Lily. She gets every goal.
And if you could have any profession, like when you grow up, what's your dream job?
To be a nurse.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Madeline. Thanks so much for joining us. Good luck the rest of the season, and congratulations on the great senior day victory.
Thank you.
So we're here with a senior tennis player, Perrin, and Perrin, if I'm not wrong, you're the only senior on the team.
I am,
right?
yes, I am.
So you must have a lot of new teammates this year.
We definitely do. It's a very young team. We actually have 3 8th graders and freshmen, and it's very young. I am the only senior, so it's definitely a young team.
Okay, so what's it been like having to play with a bunch of new teammates, a lot of young kids that are kind of freaking out because they're playing varsity high school sports, and they might not even have had a real middle school 8th grade season or 7th grade season because of COVID, so that must be really crazy.
Yes, it definitely is a lot of pressure, but I really want to be a good resource for those people who really need to, if they do end up succumbing to the stress, I just want to end up being there for them and really just being an inspiration for them, because one day they will end up being in my shoes and having to be a captain. And I just think that if I can be as inspirational as I can, they can go take that with them outside of the court as well. And they just really, I know they have so much room of growth, and we have such a young team, and I just really think that we can grow so much from it.
For you as the leader of this team, as the lone senior captain, what are some inspirations that you draw, or who I should say, are some inspirations that you draw on maybe either older players that you played with, or coaches you've had, or even just people in your life where you look at their leadership style and not try and copy it, but where it influences how you, the type of leader that you are?
So in 9th grade, I actually had another coach. She was Coach Perrin's, and she really inspired me to just have this love and passion for tennis throughout my high school career. She really inspired me to actually come to Trinity and be a part of this tennis program, and she just really helped influence that. And then of course, Alicia is a great coach. She's so great. The current coach now, Alicia Renan, big shout out to her. She really has helped me play my game, and so I won't really play like the player I'm playing. I'd rather play my game, and she's really taught me how to play Perrin tennis rather than the other person I'm playing tennis.
Awesome. So you're a 4-year varsity player, so you definitely had a lot of Trinity tennis under your belt.
Yes.
So if you had to pick one moment, your favorite moment on the tennis team, what would it be?
Okay, so we always, every year we do this beach trip, and we haven't done it for the past 2 years because of COVID, but it's been a really great highlight. It's a beach tournament, and everyone goes out there to just play some tennis, have a good time, go to the beach, and it's definitely one of the highlights of my tennis career. And also this one match in particular, we were playing Veritas actually, and I clutched the winning match for the team, which was a 5-4 win. It was really good.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And then I was just going to ask, because obviously tennis being off campus, we haven't gotten a chance to come out and cover you guys, but for folks who don't maybe know what has been happening this season, could you just give a recap of some highlights? And now we've got probably approximately 3 weeks or so left in the season. Also, what does success look like as we head forward toward the latter part of the season?
Well, I think we only do have 2 weeks left. We've had 2 matches in a row that have been away, so today will be my 2nd day on the road, which is a lot because I'm very tired from that. But I think as of now, everything else is in town, which is good, especially with the workload that I've been having for school. I think that we're looking we've already played the teams we are going to play in the next 2 weeks, so I think we have a better shot of identifying their strengths and weaknesses to end up clutching some wins for the team.
All right, cool. You want to end it with a little lightning around here?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. All right, favorite class at Trinity?
I would say ceramics, because that's just where I really can just relax and just forget about the rest of what's going on around me.
Where'd you go to middle school?
I went to Tuckahoe Middle.
Cool. And favorite meal?
Sushi. Yes. Osaka.
Osaka. Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite actor?
Oh, that's a good one. Leonardo DiCaprio is always a good one.
Me too. He's very talented.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. How about future ambitions?
I definitely want to major in strategic communications. Let's hope at TCU, crossing my fingers for that, apply ED. So I think just getting involved in some sort of TESPN related things, because I am a part of that as well. So I think that's really my passion. Absolutely.
And dream vacation spot. If money were no object, you can go anywhere in the world. Where are you going?
Probably Bermuda or Santorini, because I've been there in the past and I just absolutely love it there.
And you have any more?
Favorite TV show?
The Office.
Classic.
All right, let me just end with a tennis question. I know we talked to you for Media Day, and I asked you, I think, who was your favorite tennis player. I think you mentioned Serena. Yes. So I'm going to slightly tweak it and ask you, on the men's side, who's a male tennis player that you root for or enjoy watching?
I really like Federer. He's just, classic. He's just really he gets out there and he just hits the ball so hard, and I'm like, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I've been a huge Federer fan for 2 decades now, so respect that. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Perrin Gilman, for joining us. Good luck for tennis the rest of the season, and can't wait. We'll hopefully be out there for your senior day in about a week and a half or so. Yes. So looking forward to it. Thanks, Perrin.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here to now recap some recent events and also do a little bit of looking ahead to what's coming up for the Titans. So, Griff, what are some scores we've had in the last week or so in Trinity Athletics?
Well, Field Hockey has 2 shutouts against Covenant, 4-0, and against St. Gertrude, 7-0. Volleyball, like we talked with Madeline, had a great senior night, beat Stab 3-2. Soccer has had some competitive matches against Christchurch yesterday, 2-0, and then Covenant School, 1-0. Those games were up and down most of the time, but overall, the win.
Yeah, 2 clean sheets this week, so you gotta love that. As far as some of the other sports, football has been off for 2 weeks in a row now, but as we film this, they're getting ready to finally get back on the field tomorrow at home against Fort Union. Cross country also didn't race last weekend with the long holiday weekend, but they're back tomorrow morning at the Milestad Invitational at Pole Green Park. So I know they're really anxious to get back on the course, and I think both teams have had some time to recover from some injuries. And in tennis, as we heard in our interview with Perrin, has had some really close matches, a couple competitive losses, but they really feel like they're building some good momentum. And Perrin told us they're super optimistic about these last couple weeks, so good job there for tennis. So looking now ahead to what we've got going this weekend, as we said, not only is football playing tomorrow against Fort Union at 2, but field hockey has an 11 a.m. home game against Cape Henry, who's the #1 team in the D2 state ranking. So that should be a really competitive game for our awesome field hockey team. So if anybody's able to see this as we tape this Friday, the 15th of October, if you come out to Trinity tomorrow, there's a doubleheader here behind us at Aycock Stadium. Field hockey at 11 against Cape Henry, football at 2 against Fort Union. So we got a great day of athletics here on campus, plus cross country, as we said, will be at the Milestad Invitational up at Pole Green Park in Hanover County. So that's what's coming up, as well as a huge week of league games next week for really most of our teams. But while we're going to wrap it up today, let's talk about some players of the week from Trinity Athletics this week. Sam, who did you have for your? Who you want to call out this week?
So I'm going to call out the Rookie of the Week, V. Updike, for the girls tennis team. She's been winning a lot of her matches lately. Freshman, getting big wins. That's what we like to see. Keep it up.
Yeah, great job by V. Updike. She's been playing at number 5, and even in a couple of tight losses for the team, she's been handling her business in singles. So great job, V. Griffin,
like I said, soccer had a shutout, so I got to give a shout out to my center back, Davis Geis. He's been unbelievable last 2 games, man. And he's got the man of the match two games in a row, and it's well earned.
Yeah, anybody who's watching any of our soccer broadcasts on TESPN, I'm sure has noticed what a big fan I am of Davis Geis. He gets a lot of praise from me. He's just so solid, so poised at that center defensive role. For my player of the week, I want to go with Madeline Fox from volleyball, who we had here on the podcast this week. Really thought that her overall game and that 3-2 senior day win against Stab was so impressive. She had kills, she had blocks, she had digs, she had assists. Like pretty much every stat you can have in volleyball, Madeline filled up the stat sheet. So she gets my player of the week. And then also from that same game, I want to give a Rookie of the Week shout out to Rosalie Tadigan, the freshman setter. Had a bunch of assists and been really impressed with her maturity on the court. She does not look like a freshman out there. She's small, so I guess in that way she does. But in terms of her style of play, Rose is just, granted, I'm no volleyball expert, but she just seems really poised and has a high volleyball IQ. So she's a player to watch in the coming years as well. So great job volleyball, and hopefully they'll keep their good streak alive. They had a nice winning streak, not only beating Stab, but also they won 3 matches at this tournament they played last weekend. So volleyball's really turned a corner here in recent weeks. Any other closing thoughts as we close out this week's podcast, guys?
Good luck tomorrow. Big game. Big game.
How excited are you to get back out on the field for football?
I can't even explain it. It's going to be electric. It's senior night, ready to go, ready to get the win.
We can't wait. TESPN will be there, 2 o'clock broadcast, so everybody check that out. All right, we're wrapping it up for this week. Thanks to Perrin Gilman, thanks to Madeline Fox, thanks to my guys here, Griffin Wright, Sam Gorey. I'm Mr. Hamlin, and just glad to be here on this TESPN podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.